What up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a insight into GJ for next week. Just basically how I do it on Sunday night, just do a little analysis to keep you fresh and what you're thinking of looking at for next week. So the first thing you start off is the higher time frames. Now we can see that last week we dropped down to a critical level, and you can see here I'll pin it on one of my horizontal lines here. Here we go. So you actually drop down back to these levels here. So this is 149.6. We came all the way down, okay? And then throughout the rest of the week, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we actually started retreating back up, and we actually closed bullish. And this means that the weekly time frame actually closed higher than it did last week, which is ridiculous because we dropped literally. Let's see how many pips we dropped here. So we dropped about 340 pips, and it came all the way back up. So this kind of suggests that we've hit a resistant support here, and we reacted off it pretty quickly, which is quite an interesting thing for next week. And you can kind of see that if we actually do start to hold this level, which actually comes towards this level here, you see that these two lines here, there was a big resistance. Came down, then it actually broke above it, and then it came back into it. It tapped these levels again, but couldn't respect those levels and close above, and then it came back down again. Then all went back up. So this is kind of a resistance area. We actually closed above this area, which is quite interesting for next week. So let's just drop down to the daily. So you can see exactly here, my yellow line I just did there was right at these lows, and you can see this is quite a big support, this level. We tapped it, had a nice doji candle there, and kept on running pretty high. So now what I can see here for the daily time frame is a certain level which we need to be careful about next week. You can see here, this level here had quite a big range, which means that price at this point actually is quite settled here, and there wasn't that many moves, which you need to be careful about. You can see how many daily candles here closed literally barely doji in, and these ones here rejecting. So even though we actually did get the daily close above this region here, and above this candle here, we are still in this kind of zone, and I prefer to get a nice another daily close above this region up here, and then we can continue on. But this is a good sign that we have actually hit the daily and closed above this region. Instead of making a doji wicks like here, we actually did take a fully close, which is good. But yeah, make sure you be careful and always looking left as usual. Those yellow kind of areas suggest that we could have some problems above here, and we might actually stay in this zone for a bit. But anyway, let's drop down to the further. So you can see past four daily candles have been closing bullish, which is some good signs. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. Now you can see here we've actually hit this level here, which you can see was also support before, and this is support here. We've actually gone back up to this level, and we've closed above it. And you can see the past 4 hour candles though, we had some sort of resistance covering here. So let's just delete this here. So this will be the 4 hour resistance. You can see it's formed here. And basic 4 hour resistance, you could actually put it up here, but because the candles literally couldn't move above this level, I'm going to mark it up here. This is the new resistance. And what I mean by resistance for someone new is, price came all the way up to here, and in the next 4 hour candles, which is a long time, could not exceed this level up here, and we drove back down. So this is kind of a worrying like speculation for next week, which we need to be careful about. So what we could actually see here is actually more of a close back down to these regions here, and the reason why I put it to here is because look at this. If we look left, you can see this zone here. This is where the next level support is, and this also matches up with here. So if we do get a 4 hour correction back to these zones here, it wouldn't surprise me at all, which is fine. We can easily get some sells there Monday and Tuesday, and then if price here is respected and close a nice strong formation, and you'll start to see candles printing towards back up to these highs, we can be looking for some solid buys around this area. But at the moment, we can see that we are kind of in this range here. So here to here, 120 pip range, which is great. We can get loads of trades in there. But when we start breaking above these candles here, we're going to have really, really nice buys. And we look left, well, the first point of resistance is going to be here. So let's have a look at this zone here. So a nice, 45, 46 pip zone here, which is really good. And then further on, we'll get back to these big highs over here, which is great. So let's drop down to the lower time frames here. I'll get rid of this now, but we know that we are kind of in this range here. We need to wait until price breaks or closes in the lower time frames above this zone. But yeah, let's have a look at the 1 hour. So you can see, yeah, at the end we pushed above this resistance, which was held for ages. We kind of pushed above it, and then it's relaxed back down to these levels. And you can see in the 1 hourly, you can see there is some sign of level here from these two wicks here. And now you can see, let's actually just put that a bit better. So I'm going to do like here. You can see we are actually even in this smaller range now on the 1 hour chart. So you can see this is a 27 pip range. So what you want to be looking at is for the lower time frame. So I'm going to go even lower now. Is tomorrow morning, if we're still in this kind of range here, I'll be wanting buys above this level. So if you come on my stream in the morning, I'll be doing this. So I'll be having buys above. Oh God, 1 second. Yeah, so buys above 152.1, and what I'd want to actually see is candles closing. So 15 minutes and 30-minute closing above this region here, above these candles. And for sells, I'll be wanting this here, right here. Sells below this level. So 151.8 would be great. But I'll be wanting closes above, not really impulses. I like having closes, it's a lot easier. Oh, I should have buys on here, 1 second. And that's kind of how you get it. So we find our zones here. We can kind of see that the favorite is for buys, but it doesn't mean we can't get sells in the day. But we are kind of in this range here, and we need to be careful. So buys above this region and sells below here would be nice. And if we get sells, where are we going to look for? Well, we can see the level here. The reason why I picked this level is because you can see we made support right this area here. Or you could do a lower down. These are just little levels that you need to do when you're in trades to learn, where does it tap and reject off. As in rejecting the support, so it comes back off it. So you can see here, they tapped there and then moved. So this is quite a nice key area. And it's also 151.5, which is quite a good psychological level, because it's just an easy number to know. So yeah, now I've got your zones up. Go down further, 30-minute, sorted. And then this is where you'll get to in the morning. So you'll be looking for close below here to get back and fill this range, which is quite choppy, unfortunately, but still, I think if you got a close below here, it'd be quite nice. And for buys above this region, we have a TP above here, which is quite a nice level. We also look left now to find if there's any other resistances on the smaller time frame, and you can see there is some here. So that would be the next level. So this is a really, really nice range, which I'll be looking for 100% if this level is held. If it's not held and I wake up in the morning and we're down here, I probably wouldn't look for any sells below here. I'll be looking for more sells below here, this region here, because this is choppy. You can see how many times it dipped in here and came back up. This is quite a choppy region. I don't really like that. Whereas this here, very, very clean. See, the candles are clean, etc., etc. So that's what we'll be looking for sells, and buys are pretty easy. So that's how you go from, that's how you go from, the higher time frames to the lower time frames pretty easily. And this is what you should have in the morning, basically. Keep your chart clean, and that's exactly what you do. And even more so, which I'll do every morning on the stream, I will do this. Everyone sees it as well. So if you look at the 4 hour here, the 4 hour top, I will be putting a candle right at the flip, and this is normally blue for me. I like it blue, like this. And then I'll look at the daily as well, and then obviously this daily's closed, but if this was open, I'll do the daily flip, which is here. Okay, and this basically means that when I go in the lower time frames and I look at these two lines, I know, so if I go here, I know that if we pass this level here, the daily candle's flipping, which means, it suggests that price is actually going to start to be bearish. And you want to keep the higher time frames, you want them to both match up really, to get a confident kind of trade. So at the moment here, if I was looking for trades right now, I wouldn't take any, because the daily is bullish and the 4 hour is bearish. Therefore, two contradicting suggests that it could be ranging. So it's just nice two lines I keep separately. They're the only two lines I put on. It just means that if price comes to a certain level, I know exactly, the 4 hours flipping here. And it means I don't have to scroll through the 4 hour and the dailies constantly. I just know where their points are. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a really quick breakdown, but it helps quite a lot, guys. for someone like me to show you guys what I do in the mornings and what I do on Sundays. Just have a look. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video. Please make sure you like this stream, not the stream, sorry, like this video. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.